Hey there, live from the Loft 100 studios in sunny San Diego, California. Diamond capital of the world.
Yes.
It's somewhere in Arizona, I believe. Jay Grdina is our guest, CEO, Adamas One, stock symbol JEWL, JEWL. You can go to adamas1.com. I'll put that website out on social media, on our TikTok Money channel. We just crossed over 100,000 active participants. And of course, over 3 million active views of my wisdom on love, romance, and the occasional drink recipe. Jay, I have to ask you, let's talk about the industry as a whole here. Is there a paradigm shift going on in all?
I mean, definitely.
Because we heard about, there was a movie called Blood Diamond about 20 years ago with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's sort of been on the tip of our tongues, but it seems like this is really happening now. And so give us the state of the industry right now.
I mean, I look at the industry as a whole. I mean, like we said just a little bit ago, we know that, lab-grown diamond sales in America crested over that 50%, which is really, that watershed tipping point. I think we'll say that 50, 60%, I mean, like a handful of reasons. I mean, socio-eco reasons, as well as the value add. And we see where the economy is going, and shifting kind of around. No matter where it goes, people are still celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, they're getting engaged. So when you can go and get, double the quality of a stone or double the size of a stone for the same amount of money, you're obviously going to start gravitating towards that lab-grown diamond aspect. And that's really what really propelled us to where we are right now.
Well, yeah, you talked, speaking of propulsion, you talked last segment about the growth propulsion. What again was the single biggest reason for growth in the industry? Specifically,
I mean, we look at sustainable mankind post-COVID. Right in 2021, diamond sales are 2%. Of lab-grown diamonds. So post-COVID, everyone's mindset, especially the new generation, that 15 to 35-year-old, which is really our target audience. Their mindset is, how do we protect the earth and the environment? Because for the longevity of mankind, that's in the forefront of everybody's minds. So people are really starting, it's like, when's the last time you saw a 23-year-old girl go and buy a full-length fur coat?
That's true, right.
You can't even buy it in California.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts
there. Well, you could.
So I think you're really seeing, that polarized shift happening quickly.
Yeah. Before you were on the first time with us a few weeks ago in studio, I saw an article, I think, in Fast Company magazine about your industry, and I also thought there was something in Wall Street Journal. Do you remember that article in Wall Street Journal?
So Wall Street Journal said that lab-grown diamond sales represent about 14% of international sales, which I was even surprised at.
Wow, that's a big chunk.
And then they claim that when it comes to engagement rings, 1 in 3 engagement rings, the center stone of that engagement ring were lab-grown diamonds.
Which talks about the next question is it's adoptability. Consumers are not as concerned about organic, I would say, like mined diamonds, as they are about just having a great diamond, right?
100%. And on top of it, if I'm getting engaged with someone, do I give them a diamond that might have gone through 3 divorces? I mean, more divorces than I've had.
Only Jay Grdina, the CEO of a public diamond company, would say something like that. And this will be the new Jay Grdina pinky ring line.
I mean, but that's got to be in the forefront of your mind. I mean, how much bad juju's on this diamond? Besides the fact it could be a blood diamond, because 90% of the diamonds and my diamonds in the world are considered conflict areas.
Right.
So there's a lot of bad juju, maybe. You got to sage your diamond ring before you propose.
Jay, you talked to us about this when you were here. Could you make the perfect blue diamond if you wanted to? Is there a recipe, or do these are sort of mimicking nature, correct, the way you guys do it?
Correct. It's a mimic of nature. I mean, coming up with a perfect diamond, just like in Mother Nature, finding a perfect diamond is, a diamond in the rough. It's very, very difficult. And the control variables, even in the laboratory, I mean, if we look at the color variable from a D color diamond to a J, which is, pure, clean white diamond, to starting to get fairly on the yellow side, when it comes to the mixture, it's less than 1/1,000,000% of nitrogen. I mean, that's so infinitesimal. When we look at the diamond seeds that we use to grow off of, if there's an inclusion flaw, that replicates and swirls up through the diamond as we grow it.
Hey, Jay, I want to talk about real quickly about your production, because I know you're ramping up production in Greenville. Talk about where that is, because I think you mentioned something like 100 reactors or something last time. How do those all play into this whole equation?
Sure. So our current facility, we have 12 reactors up and running, at capacity. We leased a new facility in Greenville as well. We love Greenville for a handful of reasons. Besides the fact we always want to make sure that we're truly a green company and a green manufacturer. Our power supply, because that was one of the pushbacks when the lab-grown diamond industry came out. People were like, "Oh, it's not green because you utilize so much power, and the power draw, makes you a heavy carbon footprint." Well, our power draw is from a nuclear power source. So Duke Energy is, 95%, nuclear energy. So for us, we truly have no carbon footprint. So the new facility is in Greenville as well, and at full capacity, it will house about 400 reactors. Our first phase one would be 100 reactors.
Jay, what can we expect here till the end of the year, the next 18 months with you guys?
A lot of growth. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're just getting our skis under us. I think we'll have a lot of growth from a handful of reasons. I think you'll see us increase in our distribution. We always look at how do we complete our ecosystem through acquisitions, right, and expansion. So that's one thing I think we're really targeting. You just saw we just put an LOI out about an acquisition of our cut and polisher out of India. That really gives us a fast turnaround time for our diamonds, because obviously speed to market always wins, as well as it helps with our cash flow, as well as it gives us the ability if Tiffany's came and said, "Look, I want 10,000, 1 carat, solitaire earrings, matching set, how long can you do?" And go, 2.5 months, we can deliver finished goods.
Is that now?
Is that a fast track?
Now, could that be a reality though, where a Zales or a Tiffany says to you, "We want to order this many of this set," because obviously when they've got the one piece out in front, they're running to the back, the little plastic bags, and they got a whole pile of them. I mean, is that how they make the orders with you guys?
Absolutely.
Wow.
So if you look at whether it's, Zales, the Signet Group, which is a big, strong group, Blue Nile, Tiffany's, LVMH, all the majors as they're called. The majors, obviously, they're not just making one-offs of everything. So they need some depth within whatever it is in their jewelry line. So we want to make sure that we can supply the consistency of that. And this gives us the horsepower to really do it.
Well, the most important question of the day is, when can you come back to San Diego and hang out with us for a whole show? Because there's a whole hour needs to be spent on this, brother. This is really good stuff. His name is Jay Gardina. He's the CEO of Adamas One. JEWL. JEWL is their stock symbol. Of course, you're going to see a lot more of Jay here on the program. But I'll tell you, man, it is fascinating to me what you guys are up to in the lab-grown diamond industry. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks. Have a great afternoon. Good luck in the hurricane.
Thanks. One more day, I would have been over it. I was trying to forget it. Hold on. Okay.
There we go.
We're going to be just fine.
Add this to the
Roll the credits. Big Biz Show for Greg Todoroff, our executive producer, Mike Costa and the DTT, Jared Coleman and the whole team here at Loft 100 Studios. We'll see you Monday.